absolutely awful.
You will not ever.
Yes, it's in DevFest Stockholm. This is not what I wanted to say. Hello. Every year, end of year, in the Google technology communities, it is the DevFest season. DevFests are conferences organized by Google technology communities around all sorts of tech topics, ranging from mobile to web to front-end, back-end, security, cloud technologies, and now, of course, AI and ML. These conferences are organized all over the place. Pretty much in every big city around you, you will find a DevFest. And the season starts in October and goes on through December, and sometimes even January. And I think this year DevFest Paris is in February, which is still the season of last year. Anyway, I myself am a Google developer expert in cloud platform, and Google Dev experts are encouraged to go and give talks and share their expertise during the DevFest season at DevFests. And we love doing that because these are our communities, these are the people who are interested in the same technologies as we are interested in. So it is really natural for us to go and meet all of these people and give talks and present and all of those things. And last year I went to 4. And I spoke at 4 DevFests: Nantes, London, Berlin, and Stockholm. And I decided to do a little vlog thingy about Berlin and Stockholm. Those were my last 2 conferences of the year. I did around a dozen talks at conferences and meetups of different sizes and in different locations on 2 continents last year, and the DevFest Berlin and DevFest Stockholm were the final 2 destinations. They were also part of a larger trip, because if I am in Europe one Saturday and then the next Saturday, or the Saturday after, November 25th and December the 2nd. Yeah, but I was away for 12 days. The math isn't mathing. Anyway, we shall see that in the video. I filmed a little vlog about how I got there, how I traveled, where I went, and what happened in between Berlin and Stockholm. What was different? Like I say, I also did talks at Nantes and London, and I also kind of helped with the organization of DevFest London, because I am part of the GDG Cloud London org committee. So that was fun, being one of the organizers, albeit partly because I just didn't have the capacity to be a full-on organizer, and kudos to the team who did all of the work. I also was the photographer of the event, running around and taking pictures of all of the speakers, and I also gave a talk. So that was a big one. And Nantes, of course, is like the biggest DevFest in the region, at least, if not one of the biggest ones globally. It's been running for 11 years. It has like 2,500 or 3,000 attendees. Huge, huge event, and a very fun one as well. I didn't film there, but I will leave links to the actual official DevFest Nantes video from GDG Nantes. And also GDG Cloud London, Stefano and Ariana filmed loads of wonderful videos at DevFest London, so I'll link those as well. And with that, yeah, let's see how it went. Let's go. Made it. Eurostar departures. So where was I going, and why am I taking a Eurostar to Brussels? Well, I was going to Berlin, right? And my hairstylist lives in Düsseldorf, which isn't very close to Berlin, but it's close enough, right? If I were to see my hairstylist in Düsseldorf, I would need to fly or take a train to Düsseldorf from London, which is far away and really not reasonable. But I'm already going to Berlin, so why don't I go to see him in Düsseldorf? Hence, you might see a change in my hair color in the next clips. I arrived in Cologne, or Köln. This is not the central station, a small intermediate one, but look how cool this is. I have another train to catch, but this is cool. I chose to travel by train. I did that a year ago when I did a tour of Europe to see all of my friends between jobs, and I really enjoyed it. And I found that even if I'm taking a train at 7 in the morning, I'm not a morning person, 7 in the morning is deep night for me, but even if I'm taking a train at 7 in the morning and going on the train for 7 hours, I will still arrive in my destination less tired than if I'm taking a short plane ride. So this time I thought, let me take trains as much as possible, as much as I can. So I took a train from London to Brussels, a Eurostar, takes 2 hours, something like that, really quick. And then from Brussels to Köln, Cologne, and then from there to Düsseldorf. And I stayed overnight in Düsseldorf, saw my hairstylist, caught up on all of the gossip, and then the next evening after the appointment we spent 6 hours doing my hair, and then the next evening I went to Berlin also by train. And so you arrive in the city center, you go in the city center, you take a train, you arrive in the city center, and you sat down comfortably. There is no kind of weird air pressure situations. You can stand up and walk around, you can do work, you can look outside of the window, you can be on the internet for 4 hours. You can do whatever you want, and it's more comfortable that way. So that's why you see me going through trains and taking Eurostar and arriving eventually the next day in Berlin. So then I am in Berlin. I arrived in the evening, checked in my hotel, really cool hotel, had a co-working space and unlimited free coffee, very importantly. But there is a catch. I am in Berlin end of November. I wake up in the morning and I cannot drag myself out of bed for some reason. And I'm like, this is weird. I'm not that tired. Why is this happening? Let me just open the blinds and see the sunshine. Let me tell you, that is not what happened. Berlin in winter is not sunshine and not sunlight. It is Dementor weather. You know in Harry Potter when Dementors arrived and sucked out all happiness and all hope, and it became really dark and really cold? That is Berlin. And according to a friend of mine, it stays like this the entire winter. Absolutely awful. Do not recommend. 100%. Do not recommend. But hey, I stayed there for a couple of days, and then it was Saturday and the day of DevFest Berlin. Today is DevFest Berlin. I am finishing getting ready. I hope my hair cooperates. Our talk is at 11:30, and there are 2 buildings, which is quite unusual, having 2 buildings for the same DevFest. The buildings are 15 minutes walk-ish, one from another, and we're going to the main building for the keynote and for the registrations, and then going to the second building because that is where our talk will be. I'm presenting together with my director, and we're talking about how you don't always need cloud data flow, and you can do it with serverless technologies instead. And you need to do it securely, of course. Obviously, security is my bit. I am continuing talking about it wherever I go. And I have clearly not woken up my voice cords yet. It will be better, hopefully until 11:30. If not, such is life. It is sunny outside. Look at that. It is blooming sunny outside. I did not think that I would see sun, because I've been told by a friend who lives here that it's gonna be Dementor weather until March. But it's not, apparently. We are having a sunny day today, so... Ready? Let's go! How are you feeling, Graham?
Slippery.
Slippery.
Yep.
Entry. Found it. Beautiful red brick buildings. This seems to be a university if we look at the announcements. And then we go there. Okay. And there we were. The registration desk was right at the entrance. We were greeted by the volunteers and the organizers who all had these wonderful blue ribbons around their necks. We got our badges, had some croissants, and then headed to the main auditorium for the keynote and then to the other building.
I'm going to do a live demo. I'm going to try and do a live demo.
I stayed in the second building all day. Went to talks about AI and APIs and some culture ones like happy teams and how to become a DevRel. And of course, hang out with friends. Are you excited?
Absolutely,
Are you excited?
yes.
Last talk of the day. What are you talking about?
Talking about eBPF.
And what's eBPF?
eBPF is a way to make the kernel programmable.
A programmable kernel.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're gonna hear all about it.
Hope so.
Last session of the day is not an easy one to have, let alone a very technical one. But then it was done. The organizers did a keynote with a raffle in both buildings, so always stay till the end of the conference you're attending. And then we moved on to the gem of the evening, the speakers' dinner. It was the opportunity to meet all of the other speakers and the organizers, have some really good food, good wine, and of course, good conversations. I always love these moments of connecting with other people, but then it was time to go to Stockholm. Wait, how did I end up in Krakow? Well, remember I said I was gone for 12 days? After Berlin, I went to Szczecin in Poland, and then with my whole team to Krakow, which was amazing. Finished in Krakow and off to the last leg of this journey to Stockholm for DevFest. Suitcase, backpack. Krakow was beautiful, but it's time to go. If you are keeping counts, that is now Düsseldorf, Berlin, Szczecin, Krakow, and on my way to Stockholm, last leg. And this time I'm flying because there is no sane way of getting from Krakow to Stockholm by train. That's just not really reasonable. Going to the speakers dinner and taking the underground. I wanted to walk, but too late. Look at this. How long? Now I need 13 feet over there. That's the one. That seems to be the one. Ooh! Look at the tile work. On my way. I should be on time. It's just like 3 stops. Huge metro system here and loads of people. Maybe it's just the central station app and you can just pay tap with your card, which is really convenient.
Thank you everyone for coming.
We have that recorded.
I hope you're gonna have a good time. This is a good event. It's a community-driven event, so we're trying to make it bigger. Alexander was here, so he knows how it was last year. He knows what to expect.
It's now even better.
Thank you very much. Well, enjoy your dinner, and I hope you'll have a good time.
It is DevFest Stockholm today, and I'm speaking. I'm giving a keynote at 9:20, and so that's exciting. I'm going to be talking about how to make data engineers and platform engineers talk to each other. So I'm nearly there. We have the logo. And really exciting times here. Loads of different talks, loads of kind of cloud talks. A lot more cloud talks than, for example, we had in London. But that's just the way it goes, you know. Berlin was even less. And Stockholm is a lot of like cloud run. We're going to hear about data pipelines. We're going to hear about ML ops, AI ops, actually. So, yeah, exciting. Wish me luck. It's going to be great. It's going to be the last DevFest conference in general of the season, and I'm opening it in the morning and then wrapping it up.
We have a lot of new things happening this year. We started doing a CFP last year, a call for proposal. Before we used to just invite.
You will not ever get access to production. Do your stuff in the dev environment, where the developers do their code and play with their little apps. And if you're neither of those, then your job today is to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hey, DevFest Stockholm. We're here, it's almost lunchtime, and I've already done my talk, I've done an interview, I've spoken to everyone. Last night we went out for dinner in this lovely Persian grill place and had loads of food and met all of the speakers and the organizers. One of them is there.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hello. And today we're just learning everything about tech. I finally met Aurélie Vache from France. She pops up on Twitter all the time, and finally we're in the same space and we could speak and meet each other, and her talk was really interesting about visualizing Docker. And yeah, now we're gonna have lunch soon on the 7th floor. Loads more learning, loads more meeting people and discussions and tech, and have a good time in Stockholm.
This is crazy.
Whee! From the author herself. Hi! Typically, speakers don't get to attend a lot of the talks at the conference they're speaking at. There's the preparation, the talk itself, meeting friends, making new friends. But here I actually attended quite a few. My favorite ones were on sustainability in the cloud, and a really good one on MLOps. Side note, you might think, hey, you filmed mostly men speakers, what's the deal with that? Well, it's not because the conferences aren't diverse, but rather that my area of interest, cloud and systems engineering, is still predominantly male-dominated. That's my area of interest, so naturally I go to the sessions and they are more likely to be presented by men. Okay, DevFest done. I am very tired. Going out now, gonna do some stuff at the hotel that I planned to do on my way home, but obviously home is not happening yet. Have a Ryanair flight at 9:30 tonight. More flights have been cancelled, so of other speakers. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna fly tonight, but I also have another flight with Finnair booked through the BA being cancelled tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna go to the airport, wait for my flight, hope that it happens. If it doesn't, try to find a hotel somewhere in the airport and be there at 8:30 tomorrow. And there is a guy, a speaker, who's going to Lapland tomorrow, and he's been like, come on, come with me to Lapland. I'm gonna go snowboarding, and I'm gonna go snowshoeing, and I'm gonna go on dog, how is it called? Like the dog thingy where you ride dog snow platforms. I cannot speak anymore. And there's really, really, really good northern lights, Aurora Borealis, this year. So that is very tempting. But I do need to be in London. I do need to get home. I haven't been home in 12 days. My cats are waiting. My husband is waiting. The Christmas tree is being delivered tomorrow. My Christmas brunch with my friends is tomorrow. So hopefully I get to make it home today. Bye, Stockholm! That was that. That concluded my year of traveling and conferences. It was glorious. I had a really good time. I was so happy meeting all of these people and meeting all of the fellow speakers again, because we kind of cross paths here and there at conferences when we're traveling and speaking. We follow each other on Twitter, we kind of follow each other's journey and catch up, but it's always really good to meet people you already know. That always creates a better experience. And this time it definitely was the case. And in Stockholm it was quite interesting because there were a lot of people from the Nordics and the Baltics, which I don't frequent. It was my first time in the Nordics. I did visit Oslo once for 27 hours. Yeah, hey, I visited Oslo once for 27 hours. And this time I was in Stockholm for 24, no, well, actually also 27, 28 hours. About 30 hours. It was supposed to be 24, but actually ended up being longer. Next time, I'll stay longer. I would love to go and see the Aurora Borealis and go and snowboard in the north of Sweden/Finland. See how it is. Yeah, it was a really good season. Big shout out to all organizers all around, because it does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of dedication. The things that happen behind the scenes that we don't see are sometimes crazy. And now, having co-organized 2 conferences last year, I can kind of like catch glimpses. Like if something is a certain way, I kind of can guess that something else was planned and didn't happen. So that's kind of fun. I used to be a dancer for many years, and I know how media production and entertainment production happens, and now I get to kind of see the behind the scenes of how conferences happen, and that's quite fun as well. So big shout out to all of the organizers, all of the speakers, and big shout out to the communities who come and support and join and hype up the organizers, because let's be honest, the organizers will only be doing this if people come and people congratulate them and people have a good time. Of course, it takes a lot to make sure that everyone has a good time, but then you receive good feedback and it's like, it's all worth it. Yeah, big shout out to everybody. See you at another conference this year. I'm not gonna do as many this year, I think. Or maybe, let's not put that on the internet, shall we? Let's see how it goes. Let's see how 2024 goes. And again, if you want to see a video from DevFest Nantes, which was fabulous, I will insert the link here in the information box and also in the description box. And if you want to see the interviews that GDG Cloud London filmed in DevFest London and also an overview of DevFest London, I will also include the links up and down everywhere where you can find them. Ciao!